Since, maybe to lighten the mood or just to change the subject, I'd love to just promote quickly my charity that I'm working with, which is King's Kids. It's Burger King, and I have been working together for a while. That's
a great charity. I've seen some of the work they do, but go ahead and explain it there.
It's been, 30 years now, and we focus on
most of your life.
Well, no, I'm saying the organization's been around. King's Kids has been around for 40 years, and we
wait, so what's the 30 years then? Just the 30 years you've been involved in it?
No, King's Kids have been around for 30 years. I've been associated with them for 4 years.
Oh, okay.
And we focus on kids who suffer from afternoon headaches, kids from the age of 11 to 17.
Right.
And
I'm sure the headaches are not caused by anything like drinking a delicious Mountain Dew, though.
No, I mean, studies show that when you go from lunch to dinner without snack, then you tend to get what they call an afternoon headache.
That's a problem. And normally, what you do for a snack is maybe put some ice cream in a tall glass and then pour some delicious Mountain Dew over that.
King's Kids has no affiliation with any software products or any snack foods, aside, of course, from Burger King.
Right.
And
they serve Mountain Dew in Burger King.
I believe they do.
Okay, so great. All right, I think we.
But they do really great work. A lot of good awareness, education.
Yeah.
We're doing the 5K King Run this Sunday, and that we're going to be promoting trying to cure afternoon headaches.
Great.
Yeah.
And
we got a long way to go, but
sounds like about 5K.
I mean, in the cure for
that was a little joke. Yeah. Are you going to be running this race?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But I'll be cheering everybody on.
Oh, really? You're going to be there on the sidelines?
I will not be there, but I'm here. I'm out there promoting it and talking about it.
Okay, so you're really okay. Great. So, guys, I'm glad we have you both here because we have a feature on the show that we debuted a few weeks ago, and if you guys are willing to play it, we have a little game. How's that sound?
Sounds fun. Is it for the King's Kids charity?
We can turn it into tell you what, if whoever wins, I will donate your appearance fee, the $25, to King's Kids.
Great.
Yeah.
Use every dollar.
So whoever wins, I will donate their appearance fee to King's Kids, and whoever doesn't win, I'll give them their appearance fee. Okay.
All right. That sounds wonderful.
Okay, great. So, and this is a little feature we call Dead or Alive. All right, this is Dead or Alive, and we played this once before, but I'll explain it for you guys. Basically, this is a little contest. I'm going to name a celebrity. We'll take turns, one by one. I'll name a celebrity, and you guess if that person is dead or alive. And if you get the question right, then you'll get a point, and we'll tally up the points at the end. And like we said, whoever wins will have their appearance fee donated to King's Kids. All right, we'll start with Tim to my left. They start a little bit easier, and then they get harder as they go along. So here we go. Ready? Have you been keeping up with the news, by the way? Entertainment news?
Yes, I try to look at the news every day.
Okay, great. Are you successful or
successful in
trying when you try to look at the news?
No.
Okay, so here we go. Starts off kind of easy. Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh, she died. Yeah, she's dead.
She, in fact, is dead. You get a point. She died of heart failure. Heart failure
yes.
is what she died of. Congratulations. So that's
Tim.
Last
week or so. Recently.
Recently, yeah, a few weeks ago, yes. Tim, you have 1 point. All right, we turn to Neil Hamburger, America's Funny Man. What's your website, by the way?
I don't have a website. I mean, there are some websites. I don't have them.
Devoted to, yeah. Some fan sites.
Yeah.
Nate Dogg. From the hip-hop world.
Yeah, he's probably alive. I mean, those guys, they just don't die, and it's too bad with some of them.
Unfortunately, no. He died recently of heart failure. Also heart failure.
I don't think so.
He did. I'm so sorry. You did not get a point for that.
It was probably drugs.
It may have been. We haven't gotten the autopsy results back yet. But
so they're going to send him to this radio show.
Yeah, of course they do. But that being said, you still don't get your point because he is
The quiz isn't about how they died. It's whether or not they're alive.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks.
So a man dies. Probably a good man. I don't know. And
he's good at what he did.
And I don't get a point.
Correct.
That's sort of a way to really take a sad situation and make it sadder, isn't it?
It really is, but I would say
you agreed to play the game.
Try harder on the next one, and then maybe you'll get the grand honor of having your appearance fee donated to King's Kids. And playing for King's Kids, by the way, speaking of whom, Tim Heidecker.
Yes.
Ready to go.
Here we go.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. The actor.
He's a director mainly. He directed Clerks and Chasing Amy.
Oh, no hints.
I can say who the people are.
No, because you said he is. You didn't say he was. So that sort of gives it away, doesn't it?
No, I'm meaning his legacy will always be that he...
I didn't realize he directed those. I thought he was just an actor in those movies. I thought that was just...
You thought he was cast just on the basis of his good work?
One of those Alan Smithy situations where no director would ever want to be associated with those
right.
disasters.
So is he alive or dead is the question.
I think he's struggling to stay alive, would be my guess.
No, I'm sorry. He is dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he opened his closet and was crushed by an avalanche of trench coats.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, you do not get a point, but you're still in the lead, 1-0. All right, we turn to Neil Hamburger. David Blaine, magician. That's a hint for you, magician David Blaine. Street magician.
Oh, Chris Angel. Yeah, he's dead.
Not Chris Angel. No, Angel. It's David. David Blaine. He's kind of the precursor to Chris Angel.
But that's Chris Angel.
No, David Blaine is who I'm talking about.
But it's the guy, the freaky sort of magic.
No, that's Chris Angel.
Cards. It's not cards or rubber balls.
It's like he levitates and stuff like that. Yeah, he had a bunch of specials.
Rodents up the ass and that whole scene. Yeah,
yeah,
no,
exactly.
Chris Angel passed on.
Not Chris Angel. I'm going to have to ask you, David Blaine.
Yeah, but they all use stage names, even all the greats have always used stage names.
Again, I'm going to have to
Harry
ask
Houdini's real name is more of a Jewish name.
Houdiniberg. I'm going to have to ask you for your specific answer as to David Blaine, not as to Chris Angel. No, David Blaine, I'm going to have to ask you for your answer.
Yeah,
I think say alive or dead and don't say Chris Angel afterwards or before. Alive or dead.
Can't do that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Chris Angel, he passed away.
You're not going to get a point.
Well, then this is rigged, isn't it?
It's not rigged because you won't answer the question. All right.
I answered the question about 9 different ways, and you need to interpolate what I'm saying and stop playing games here.
I don't think that's a word.
The kids at King's Kids are really...
you did not get a point for that.
Well, you don't hurt me. You hurt the King's Kids.
Well, they're going to get the money regardless. It just depends on who it comes
Well, I wonder if they are. Maybe you're pulling a Chris Angel and hiding the money somewhere.
I've never mentioned Chris Angel. Okay, so David Blaine, you do not get a point for him. He's dead, as we know. He was killed by Voldemort. All right, we turn to Tim now. Tim, Chewbacca. Chewbacca from the Star Wars films. Did you see the Star Wars films?
Sorry, no, I wasn't listening. What?
Oh, yeah, Chewbacca is your next.
Right.
Did you see the Star Wars movies, Chewbacca?
I saw them, yes. The character or the actor?
The character Chewbacca.
Okay. Is still alive. The last time we saw him in the films was still alive.
No, I'm sorry. You may not remember. He died in the last one after a long time battle with fur allergies. So sorry, you do not get a point. But you're still in the lead, 1-0. Neil, I'm going to turn to you.
That's in dispute.
I'm going to turn to you now. Rod Stewart. Do you keep up with music?
Oh, from the old Twilight Zone. Yeah, he passed away.
No, that's Rod Serling. Rod Stewart.
Night Gallery. Did you see that one?
No, Rod Stewart is a singer.
That was a very interesting show. They had a thing with a haunted coffin. And it was ironic because Rod Stewart himself died of heart failure sometime during the last 40 years.
Mm-hmm. Rod Serling, I think.
Yeah, Rod Serling.
Not Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to check on it, but I'm pretty sure he died.
So I'll just take your answer for Rod Stewart, and you are correct. He is dead. He died last week from choking on a rod that was in some stew he was eating at an art gallery. So, rest in peace.
I don't know. I don't know where you're getting your information.
You got a point for that.
Yeah, I don't want a tainted point, though.
So
we're trying to do this on the level for the King's Kids. Are you going to say
you don't want a point for that then?
Well, I mean, if it will help the King's Kids,
it will help the King's Kids. Okay, so we're tied at 1-1. All right, we turn to Tim now. Tyler Perry, filmmaker Tyler Perry.
Died.
Yeah. Did you turn Irish? Hold a
He's
second.
dead. No, he's still alive. He's with us.
Tyler Perry.
I saw him this morning.
Tyler Perry, unfortunately, since you saw him, he died, yeah.
Oh.
He
tried to do bad all by himself, was crushed in the attempt.
I see.
Yeah, sorry, you do not get a point. We're still tied up. Neil Hamburger, Al Pacino.
How is this fun, just to mock the dead? I'm not seeing that this is really a sustainable sort of segment for your show.
It
it's
does
ugly.
okay.
No, it's ugly.
It does
it's
all right.
It's an ugly thing to do, is to mock the dead.
Al Pacino is the question. You can take the lead with this. Al Pacino.
Al Pacino, the guy from, what was it, When Harry Met Sally, some of those old comedies. Yeah, he's alive.
I'm sorry, that is a trick question. There's never been anybody with that name. So you do not get a point.
Yeah, it's the thing what I'm not liking about this game. It's
I feel like we're being made fun of or something.
Set up.
No.
Set up. It's a setup.
We have two
Tell you
more.
what,
gimmick.
Alex Trebek tried doing this. You get a punch in the nose.
We have two more, and either of you can take the lead on this.
Who wants a lead on something like this?
Yeah,
Tim, we're going to turn to you.
I want to be as far away from it as possible.
Can I turn to you? Dracula.
Dead.
You are right. He died in 9/11 in the World Trade Center.
Oh, God.
Wow.
So did my aunt, so...
Okay, great. So she probably knew him.
Great,
and,
okay.
That's how we honor her memory.
So you have 2 points.
By mocking it on
an internet
low-budget, cheapy show.
You have 2 points, and Neil, you have 1, and you can tie it up, and we'll go to a tiebreaker.
I think that the point system is a mess.
Well, you can tie it up here.
Well, I could. I could get 9 points because you're just randomly giving out points. This is a mess. It's a morbid
I get your
game.
Point. I get
and
your
then
point,
it's scored poorly.
And pretty tight, actually.
Yeah, you get some sort of game show bureau breathing down your neck on this one.
We would go to a tiebreaker all of a sudden, which would be very exciting for the listeners. All right, Hosni Mubarak. I may not be pronouncing that correctly. Former president of Egypt. Hosni Mubarak. I'm imagining it is probably
Hosni, the motorcycle guy.
Former president of Egypt. Actually.
Oh. Well, there's a guy with there's a motorcycle.
He probably drove a motorcycle or
with the same name.
Did a little side Sally action on that at some point.
Yeah, with the same name. I'm not sure. Whatever I say, you're going to give points in any way you can to avoid helping the King's kids. So
I will help the King's kids if you guess the correct answer.
I'll say dead. How about that? You'd like that?
You are correct. You get a point for that. He died from choking on a rod that was in some stew he was eating at an art gallery. So we're tied. We have 1 left, and
one more.
One more. This is the tiebreaker. So whoever chimes in first with the correct answer. Well, first of all, raise your hand when you know it. I'll pick whoever raised their hand. You'll tell me the answer, and if you get it correct, you win. If you get it incorrect, the other person wins. All right.
Enough.
Here we go. All right. And the celebrity is God. Tim, you raised your hand.
Yes, dead.
You are correct. He died of butt disease. Tim.
All right.
Tim wins.
If I'd known you were going to say that, I would not have walked in the door.
Tim wins.
I don't feel good about this.
Tim wins Dead or Alive, and you know what that means? That means King's Kids.
Yeah,
gets
well,
$25.
if you recall, I don't think I ever agreed to that. Neil Hamburger, that was his. Those were his conditions.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just take his appearance fee and give it to.
Yeah, you
King's
can give
Kids.
my money to the King's Kids, but I'll tell you what: you come in and you mock things that people care about deeply with the cheapest sort of shots imaginable.
I get it.
9/11 and God and things like that. And saying that the money's going to go to these kids. The kids don't want the money if that's the way it's going to be raised.
I think the kids will take the money.
Blood money.
If you could raise $5,
did you say flood money?
Blood money. It's blood money from a mile away.
If you could get $5
about the tsunami
for every time a hobo rapes someone in your parking lot here, and give that to King's Kids, people would say that's not a very good way to raise money for King's Kids.
Have you seen something happening out there in the alley?
Well, I know. I read the crime reports in the paper. There's been a lot of incidents, shall we say.
The stage has been set out there for some kind of crime.
And if you're going to give $5 to the King's Kids for every rape that's reported over the next year in your parking lot, I'll tell you what, the King's Kids are going to refuse that donation.
I'll tell you what, I will pledge to do that.